How honest are you? Do you really always keep your promises? There was this great rabbi who spent over 50 years of his life teaching others, educating thousands and thousands of students over the years. As he was getting older, and he was so famous to being such a pious, great rabbi, his close students noticed something which really bothered them. His sense of hearing started to diminish, up to the point that he was almost totally deaf. And it was very frustrating. It was very difficult to have a conversation with him, to converse with him about God's word, Torah study. It was difficult for him to deliver his classes, his teachings, and his students, bewildered by the idea that such a great man should be suffering, they turned to him for some insight. And they said, Rabbi, how would you explain this? Somebody who's been such a great, dedicated servant of God, teaching thousands of students over the years, giving from his time and energy. How would God do this to you? Why would he make you lose your sense of hearing? And he says, my dear students, let this serve as a great lesson. Whatever it says in the Torah, whatever it says in the Bible, every word, every detail is true. You know, in the book of Exodus, it says, a warning for the wise, a warning for the judges. Do not fall into the trap of bribery. Do not accept any bribes. For, quote, bribes will blind the eyes of the wise. My dear students, I was a prodigy. From a very young age, I was very, very knowledgeable. Albeit I was not so mature. But I sat in on many judicial proceedings, applying my knowledge, and unfortunately, because of lack of maturity, I succumbed in my youth to this transgression of taking bribes. God is punishing me now, perhaps, in my old age. It finally caught up. And the students think for a moment and they say, Rabbi, but something doesn't add up. Something doesn't make sense. The verse says that you shall not take bribes, for the bribes will blind the eyes of the wise. You're not becoming blind. We don't wish it on you. You're becoming deaf. What does that have to do with that? He says, oh, I was dealing with crooks. Their bribes, I only heard about it. I actually never saw the money, so I sinned with my ears. The lesson of it is, when you promise something, when you commit to something, your word is sacred, and you must make sure to keep it. Don't sin with your mouth, don't sin with your ears. Say what you mean, and mean what you say. Because what you say should be absolutely sacred and holy.